Hey everyone! Well, it's February flush. And yes, toilet paper rolls and paper towel rolls are what I'm going to be using for this month. Last month was junk mail. This month will be hashtag 2025 February flush. I hope somewhere in this video I'm going to show you a picture and you're going to wonder, why are you showing me that? Because I had a viewer to ask about, well, she didn't ask, she mentioned that she was making a journal and doing faux ledger pages, and she was looking for, doing some research on prices of old bread and flour and things like that. I'm hopefully putting this picture up. She can maybe screenshot it or something like that, or pause it, and because I have this ledger and it looked like it was from a grocery store, and I couldn't figure out how to post the picture on YouTube under the comments. And so I told her I would put it on the next video. So here it is, if you're wondering why I'm doing this. And I hope that you'll join in and show me some of the things. Next weekend, Carol had sent me what she does with toilet paper rolls. So cute. I intended on doing them this week, but I'm not sure. But I opted for these because I've been wanting to make some of these for so long, and I thought, why not make them out of the toilet paper rolls or paper towels, because they're perfect size, and it goes to show you don't need tea-dye file folders, or you can make these out of anything. And actually, I said I was going to do curls next week. I may not do it until the 3rd February, because next Sunday is the Sunday, I think the last Sunday before Valentine's Day, and I have a project for that. I think that will be fun to make out of paper towel rolls. So all I did on these, so simple, and most of my toilet paper rolls that I have are white, but I do have some like this because, my stepmom gave me some and whatnot. So each one made 2. So that's like, I thought, awesome. So all I did, and I'm going to try making one out of the brown ones this time, just simply because I did the white. Maybe I should do both so I can show how I did the color. I don't know that you really need me to show you. I just took some distress ink. It actually was not distress ink. It was Stays On the Saddle Brown. That's what I used. And I just used one of these makeup brushes and swirled it around. And I didn't care if it was even, because, as these things ride in our pockets and they get all smushed and what have you, I didn't figure they had to be precise. Which reminds me, I'll tell you in a minute, Joanne said on the last video, I thought it nailed it for us crafters. But if you know, some of the toilet paper rolls have numbers, and I like that, so I tried to keep them on the face up side to show. But we'll do a brown one this time just to show how I did it and see if it turns out as good as the white ones do. So I just tried to even up, because I just took scissors and cut down it like this. And I'm not good with cutting a straight line, so that didn't go well. But after I did that, then I took my, I'll just show you real quick. I took my hand sanitizer spray for 2 reasons. I'm sure that a lot of people are kind of, a toilet paper roll. And for another, it helps it to lay down. So I sprayed it like that. You can do it on both sides. And also, look, and there's my fingers. Idiot. Okay. So I sprayed it on both sides, and then I like to roll it against itself to kind of flatten it out. And the last time I did run them through the embossing embossing machine. I didn't put any kind of embosser in it. I just ran it through the plates and it flattened it out. You can also iron them and flatten them out. But see, it's pretty flat now, so it would be ready to use. That's how I did that. Easy. Took no time. So now I'm just straightening it up a little bit, and it makes about 5 inches, which is perfect, I think, for the identification cards, because I like them to be about 2.5 inches tall. Just straightening up the edges. Now I'm just going to cut this down to 2.5 inches. And we'll have 2 cards that are 2.5 inches wide, I guess. And I don't know how tall they are. Roughly almost 2.5. No, that ain't right. I'm just talking out my... Let's see. Okay, so they are 2.25 deep and 4 inches wide. There we go. Not that it matters. I don't really do measurements, but some people like that information. So I keep my numbers here on the top. If there are any seams that, you know, kind of come apart, I glue those back down. And my stepmom must use better toilet paper than me because hers doesn't do that. Okay, so now I'm just going to lay down.
And I was just trying to use what I already had, and these have been printed for a long time, so I thought, what better way to use them?
And I have some of these little digitals, just pictures, but you could certainly get these from yearbooks or magazines, just a little photo, doesn't matter. This girl looks really, really angry. They both look kind of mad. Maybe they, I'm not. And I think these digitals, I hate to say because I'm not sure, but I think they were from Louise Heinzel. Anyway, they were on Etsy. So like I say, if you don't have any yearbooks or, you know, magazines that you can clip them out of, and these aren't great pictures for headshots on a ID card, but I don't care. I'm using them anyway. But on the last video, I think it was, Joanne commented, a non-crafter loses their mind because of us. And it made so much sense. It was hysterical because we take these beautiful papers and we rough them all up and we cut the edges and we, you know, why are you doing that? Oh, to make them look old and distressed. We tea dye them and we tear things and crumple them up. Again, why are you doing that? To make them look distressed. And then at the very end, we iron them. Why are you doing that? To make them look pristine. She said the non-crafter gets in their car and drives away. And I thought that was hysterical because that is so true. We find this beautiful thing. We make it look just as old and battered as I can. And then iron it. Isn't that funny? So I'm just cutting them down to, I am going to use that little angry girl. She needs a home. Maybe that's why she's angry. No one wants to, you know, I'm kind of hate to use that because that looks like maybe that's from, I'm going to use that and pretend that's not there. You know, sometimes, maybe I'm dreaming this or making it up, but it seemed like passports and such like that, sometimes on the kids, they would keep them together. Is that true or no? Did I make that up? I was thinking about what Wendy said about the chin wag, which I told you cracked me up, and I'm sure I messed that up really bad, and that's probably not exactly how she said it. But I think about that when we're crafting. You know, your comments. I think I'm gonna use the same thing, this saddle brown, and kind of go over this, even though it's already brown, just to see what kind of look we get. Anyway, I was thinking about, yeah, that gives it a more, Yeah, I think I like that. I don't know what color I was going to say, but it's not as much cardboard looking to me. Well, and I do this to both sides. Even though, you know, one side will be a writing spot, I still do it to both sides. Anyway, when I'm crafting, I've had several people tell me, I feel like I'm crafting with you. You just, you know, you talk so casual and whatever. And I think I'm thinking like that. I read your comments. I love your comments. And in my head, I'm envisioning us just sitting around this table, crafting together, and everybody's making their comments. It's like, oh yeah, that's a great idea. So I think that's why I love it so much. I actually, in my head, think we're all just crafting together. And we are, kind of, just across the world, right? Okay, so there's those two. Did I do both? Nope, didn't. And I wanted to tell you something about the comments. I really try hard not to miss any, and I still need to get with my grandson and see if he can figure out a surefire way that I don't miss any and show him how I've been doing it. But I've got a new plan. You know how I want to give credit to whoever says things, and I write them in my little book, and I'm terrible at that because sometimes as soon as I see a message, I get so excited I want to read it, and I might be somewhere away from my little notebook. Okay, so the first thing I did was I just took a frame. Well, actually, I took a label, a stamp label, and did these where it kind of looked like they were framed. You don't have to do that. I liked it. Even though I got this one crooked, I thought I had ruined it, but I really liked how it looked. I like that, you know, it's just not exactly right, and that's fine. Anyway, I never know where I'm going to be when I read it. So, let's try one of one of these. I don't know how that's going to look. It's some kind of frame. So I've decided that I'm going to stop doing that. I'm going to be better, and I'm either going to do it in the morning or the night, and I'm going to sit down with my little notepad, and I'm going to read the comments. And that way I will have all my things with me, and I can't find my stamp block, imagine that. I'll have all my things with me, and I'll put them in my little notepad, and that way I'll stop getting things wrong. At least that's how it's going in my mind. I know that I can make this better. So I just kind of went where it would for sure stamp at the top and the side. It didn't have to be perfect because I'm going to put this picture over it. And I don't know that I like that. I kind of stamped way too wide. But I'll just move it over. Maybe this guy, he's got a little bit bigger picture. And I'll use it. I just trim him down a little bit too. I mean, because it's just not like we have to see his whole suit. I don't want to take his hat off though. And do it like that. And then that's okay that I still have words on the other side. I'll just know this time when I stamp to not move it over quite so far. So anyway, that's my plan. I have big plans, you know. I want to do this right. Okay, see, that one turned out good. I like that one. And I could do a couple of these white ones, I guess, too. I'm going to trim one of these down, too. I mean, because they're so quick and easy to make. You can whip out 4 of them in, like, no time. I think I already sprayed this white one earlier. So, yeah, I did because that's why it's so flat. And this is one of mine. And my toilet paper, they must recycle a lot, which is fine because my papers are not as my rolls are not as sealed down as hers. Sometimes they even look kind of like this on the side, like they're coming apart. If that be the case, I'll just put glue in there. So that's just, I'm just making sure everything is good and sealed down. But I don't know if you can see it. See the wrinkles on mine? That's what mine does. So in case you want a toilet paper brand that evidently recycles really well, Cottonelle, that's I think what we use, and they obviously do recycle. I don't know what kind she uses. Okay, so I'm gonna brush these again with the saddle brown. And if your toilet paper roll has a hole in it or it's torn, that's just even better. It just looks even more distressed. See, this one had a little hole in it, and I love that. It just looks, I think, even better. Yeah. Okay, so now we have 4 of them. And I was trying to find, to see if you notice, like, see where the little lines are. But when you're doing these and you tuck them in somewhere, that wasn't, I really hope that's not the first thing that caught your eye, because I really had to look for them that time to notice it. So I was just showing you that, you know, if you're thinking that you don't want those lines to show, that's how much they show. So I'm going to put me a book page under here because I love the stamping on the book page. Someone asked me one time, how are you going to use those? And I think I've already used the ones that I have. I'm going to have to get me some more going. So, and this little frame has words in it, but it doesn't matter because the picture covers it up. So we'll put Mad Nellie in that one. She does look angry, don't she? Aw, and we'll put Sweet Grandma in this one. And this little guy, isn't he cute? Where are we going to put him? Let's put him in this one. It fits good on that frame. And then I think this fella I decided to put there because his was a little bit bigger. So I'm just going to glue these down. I love these kind of cards. I like because they look so cool and you have good writing spot on the back. I like to put them in the little file folders too, which also are really, really good to use. I mean, the paper towel rolls and things are really good to use to make those file folders too. And if it runs off the edge a little bit, that's okay. I'll just trim it down. I'm just trying to get it where I think it looks best in that frame. And these were inspired by Gail, of course. Anything I need to know how to make, I usually just Google it on Gail's channel and I can find it. And I love that. She's so creative. This little fella, I might end up cutting that off because my stamp didn't go all the way over to the edge. And that's okay. They don't have to be a certain size. You can always fiddle with them and make them look however you need to when it's done. I do think I'm going to go right down this side here and make this one just a little bit smaller. I think that looks better. I got Grandma a little bit off the side too. And I got him a little far over too, but it's all framed, so I think I'm going to keep that one as it is. Now comes the fun part. You just stamp and do your thing. And you could round the corners now, but I did mine at the end. I don't really know why. Wonder if it'd be better to round them now. Yeah, let's go ahead and round them now. Got some new punches, and I only got them because they came in a set of 3, and I didn't have any of this kind of edgers. They're kind of, I don't know if it'll show up, but, and I do like those. I was playing with it just to see, and the corner rounder came with them. They came in a set of 3. But I gotta say, I'm not loving the corner rounders on this one. I like my other one better. Well, the edge of this one is kind of moved up. It was kind of folded up, so I think that was what was causing me some issues. But so far, they seem pretty good. And they came in a set of 3 for like $15, which for for punches, that's pretty good. But I can't say they're great yet because I just got them, and I read some of the reviews. It didn't seem like anybody said they broke quickly, but they did say they were kind of fiddly to get them in there so that you got a good clean cut. So what I did first on my last one is I just used this because I liked the writing on it, and then I didn't ink the field label part. But I'm wondering about using, it's just writing. Nah, I was going to say, I was thinking about using my script stamp, but I don't think I want to. I think I want to still use this. And again, if you don't get a good stamp, don't worry about it. It's, these are supposed to be old, and so I'm sure some of the words have rubbed off by now. And there's all kinds of different ID cards. You could have a student ID, work ID. I think I saw a stamp somewhere that said a department. Okay, so it's the same thing on this one. I like that writing and the numbers at the bottom, but I'm going to cover the specimen part. I'm not going to ink that. Some of them new stamps I got might have had full writing like that. I should have checked them out, shouldn't I? Where I didn't have to do 2 different pieces. But I do like how that looks. Isn't this fun? And it's so easy. Okay, so I have this identification. I think I'm going to stamp that somewhere. I didn't find this identification stamp until after I was done with the last 2. And on those, all I had found was this little small one. But I did like how that turned out. It was just difficult to get it maneuvered where I only stamped that part because it was on with something else. This time I think I want to use this one just to see what it looks like. Looks pretty good. So what are you thinking about the brown ones? Do you think that looks okay? The brown paper versus the white? No, get that little one. Oh, it's right here. And I did the same thing. I just only inked where it said identification. Put that underneath his name. I mean, underneath his picture. See, and it didn't turn out that good, but that's okay because it just looks now like part of the deal. So since I've messed that up, I'm going to go ahead and stamp him with it too, with this bigger one. Okay. I think I like the brown. I do. I don't think it bothers me at all. I like that. Just the, I don't know, something a little different, I guess. And then I had some signature stamps, and these are the Sampool. I think I've showed them before. Edwards. He don't look like an Edwards. Okay, it doesn't matter. This might just be the person that is signing for it or whatever. So I'm not going to worry too much about making sure the name matches their face. I'll just pretend it's whoever let them have whatever kind of card this is. Okay. Those were just dots. I thought it would be kind of neat to put the signature on. Something like that. You know, don't worry about getting these straight and stuff too, because I'm sure when they're signing and doing their things, they're not always, you know, getting it right on the money. They're just probably in a hurry and signing. Don't you think? Okay, what else do we want to do? I haven't got a number on here yet, so I probably need to do that, don't I? What kind of number do I want? I had an agent number and I can't find it. I love this. This is so much fun. Of course, I like stamping, so I'm all about the just stamping random stuff. I have some little stars here. I like to do those as fillers. I need to leave those stars on that block or I'll lose it. I lost it in here once. I said, God, please help me find it. If you could see my floor, you would know that a miracle happened today. Because I even told my grandson, I held it up. I'm like, look, this is what God helped me find in this mess. All right, so I have this little seal thing. And we could do it in a different color. I think we will. Let's do it in a blue. I like blue. This one's called Prize Ribbon. Need to get my book page back down so that I get this good stamping. Oh, that didn't show up very good. Oh, shoot. I just went into the black. Oh, well. That shows up. That's not what I meant to do. I wanted blue. And I am intentionally running it off the page. I like it that way. I don't know why. I like just the corner of it, you know. I think we need some more little stars right here. And then I have a filed. And it's a pretty good size one, but I wanted it to be where it went across my piece. So I'm going to do it in red. I have a bigger red, but I don't think it's as bright as this little candied apple one. So I'm going to use it. Doesn't that look cute or cool or neat? Awesome. Doesn't show up as good on this brown, but you can still see it. I like that. So you can still see it. Yeah, I love that. Gosh, I just love making these. And the best part of it, I mean, they're functional. You can write on the backs of these. So much fun. Now I think I'll just ink around, and I'm probably going to go ahead and use a darker, my vintage sepia. This is like my favorite of all time. So I don't know if I finished what I was thinking before, but if you notice, and I'm sure this isn't life-changing to you, but it matters to me. I've been in customer service my whole working life, so I feel like I owe an explanation if something's not going as it normally does. And on the comments, like I say, I got myself a new plan. So if you think, wonder why she didn't comment, because I'm always really good to comment really quickly. Well, I think I am, unless I'm missing them. And like I said, I'm looking for a way to make sure I don't miss them. But my new plan is I'm going to do that at one time a day. Just haven't figured out which time of day if it's going to be morning. I think it's going to be morning. Or maybe, no. See, I'm so indecisive. I don't know. It could be night. Just know I'm not ignoring anybody ever intentionally. I just wouldn't do that. Even if you're mean to me, I got to say something. And I won't be smart, except for Laura. She's always mean. You know, I was thinking the other day at Christmas, I made something for my best friend, Kelly. I was telling you that we had a relationship like sisters. We love to bicker and argue. But we don't mean anything by it, and we never get mad at each other. But she had a birthday in January, and it's, used to when we were younger, it's always a deal making sure everybody remembers your birthday, where you get a gift. Well, as you get old and cranky like her and I, we try to hope the other one forgets so we can hold it over their head. That's kind of sick, isn't it? Anyway, so I had in my mind for her birthday, I wasn't going to tell her happy birthday until 11:59 p.m. That way she would think all day that she was going to get to hold it over me that I forgot. But I didn't have enough faith in myself that I would be awake or remember at 11:59, so I had to go ahead and tell her. But I didn't tell her till later into the day. Everybody thinks I'm mean about her, but guess what? She said, "Dang it. I told Mike I think she's forgot my birthday." And he said, "I'll call her." And Kelly said, "No, you won't. I hope she did forget because I'm holding it over her head forever." So see, it's a mutual thing. We treat each other that way. I hope you like these, guys. I really love them. I think they're fantastic. They're quick, they're easy, and a great way to use up those toilet paper rolls and paper towel rolls. And like I said, on the toilet paper, I got 2 per roll. So I think that's pretty good, and I love it. And I got to say, I really do like these brown ones. So whatever you have, use it. Try some of these. It's fun. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.